Hello and good evening. Welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. It's a Friday night, and you know what that means. If I'm coming to you live on a Friday night, you know it's the 2.5 hour. And this time round, we are at Suzuka, the land of the rising sun. Now, we're just going to have the race today. We already had the qualifying last week, in which I will read them out to you very, very soon. So, we have a lot to digest before we get started into this wonderful 2.5 hours of racing we are going to be bringing to you. But at first we shall get on with the grid. So, if you didn't tune in to us last week to see the qualifying, then I will break it down for you right now. So, for this 2.5 hours, we have a split category grid of the Group 2s and the Group 3s, all Japanese. We've got the Group 2, Honda NSX, Concept GT 500, I believe. We have the Lexus CFS. I've forgotten the name of it already. Well, this is a jolly good start, isn't it? Oopsie doodle. There we go, I found it now. Yes, so for the Group 2s, we have the Honda NSX Concept GT, the Nissan GTR Nismo GT500, the Lexus RCF GT500. I'm not sure if anybody is in the Nissan. I've not seen it. We'll have a good look round and see what there is. I could be wrong. For the Group 3s, we have the Honda NSX that we are looking at right now. This is Honda NSX GT500. We also have the Nissan GTR 500 and the Toyota Supra GT500. The race itself is going to have a ×1 tyre use and a 1×1 fuel usage. So it's going to be very, very light on tyres and fuel. So strategy may be out the window here. It looks like it's just going to be a pure straight sprint from start to finish. There's bound to be at least one pit stop because I don't think they can do the full 82 laps, I think they're doing. Quick nose around, I can't see anything of it. Let's have a look. Yes, there we go, 82 laps. So I don't think they're going to have the tyres or the fuel to go 81 laps. So one stop is definitely on the cards. Whether it's going to be two, we do not know. So let us move on to the grid itself. I did say this earlier. On pole for the Group 2s. First time on pole for the category, I believe, is Koikarp. Came up with a fast time. The fastest time he did was a 1:46.0. Second, we have Electric, whose fastest time was a 1:46.7. In third, who did not participate in qualifying, is Anton Poika, and he is in the Lexus. So we do have a Lexus on the grid. That's wonderful. Jokas also didn't participate in qualifying, but he is in the Nissan, so we do have a Nissan on the grid. Marvellous stuff. Shut that laptop down, I'll put it on it. Turn off. Thank you. Stupid thing. Yes, Jokers is in the Nissan, so we do have one on the grid. And Skyjacker, who also couldn't partake in qualifying last week, he is also in the Lexus. For the Group 3s, taking his pole, his first pole of a 2.5 hour, I do believe, is Big Dan, who is in the Toyota. And his fastest time was a 2:04. In second is Talleyrand. He's in the Honda NSX, with his fastest time being a 2:01.3, so nearly a second behind Big Dan. It's going to be a lot of catching up to do. In third is Aloe, whose fastest time was a 2:01.8. He is in the Toyota. Pat, who is in fourth. Yeah, fourth is Pat, who's also in the Honda NSX, with his fastest time being a 2:03.0. And last, fifth, is Jammy Dodger. Where's the Jammy Dodger? We haven't seen. There we go. There's the Jammy Dodger. He didn't partake in qualifying last week, but he is in the Toyota, as we can see. With a very well-suited Jammy Dodger style livery. But I cannot be tempted with the Jammy Dodgers because I had a massive pizza before we got started on this, so food is not tempted away from me. Here we have Pat as well in his Honda NSX. Now I said last week, I've got to give a shout out to this. Now I said last week that the livery that Pat has done is mad, because the way he's actually made it, I kid you not, I was on the verge of an aneurysm, because he's done it with the chrome paint underneath and white vinyl, white vinyls over the top of it. So each individual shape that he has marked out have all been separate to make all the lovely Red Bull patterns on it, so it really stands out. And I'm sure if I look at the photos, let's have a look. I'm sure he uploaded it somewhere. I don't know where. It may take a bit of finding to find that. Oh no, it might actually be in there. There we go. Now, does he display? No, he doesn't display everything. But everything is all in multicolored, so you can pick out everything there. And yes, my God, it is absolutely mad. Very Pat-esque, we will say. But credit to him, he is a very good livery designer and showing his skills to us all in the Discord, in which, yes, before we get started, I will do it now. If you are watching us for the first time, come and join us on the Discord and get yourself into the action. Just look for Discord, search Virtual Racers Club, and you will find us. Jolly good stuff. Anton Poika, we didn't see him last week. He is in the Lexus, as we see, sporting his new iconic, I will definitely say, his iconic TBR racing colours with the black, the blue and the lightning. It's a common occurrence with Anton. Not going to lie, it is a very, very beautiful livery, very striking. It's great to see it back out on track once again, and hopefully he'll be able to stick around for this time, because Last time I remember him being in a 2.5 hour, it was at Interlagos. And he unfortunately got disconnected. He was in a cracking fight for the podium, but unfortunately his government decided it was not worthy of him to have a podium, and unfortunately cut his power, and he disconnected at the beginning. So hopefully he will be allowed to race this time around, and there will be no power cut for him. So good luck to Anton Poika. Skyjacker as well. He couldn't participate last week either. He is in the Lexus. And look at this. No, there is some definite colour on the car, so he has decided to go all black and white. We normally see him with the monster style livery, but it's normally black and green, so he's gone black and white for this one. Gone very different indeed. I must say it. While it's basic, I do love a very, very basic livery. To me, they stand out a lot more, really. It's just a lot more racy style, if you ask me. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, liveries like Talleyrand's and, yeah, I'll say Jammies as well, and Pat's in the pit, so I can't say him with that one. Yes, they're all said and nice and juicy and everything, but there is nothing wrong with a simple basic livery. Did I just see that right? Did I just see there is an Alpha Nut in the lobby chat? Is Alpha Nut going to come and race? Alpha Nut, if you're listening to this, get your bum on track, lad. Get that bum on track and come and have a few rounds with us. You've not been on track for a very long time. I think you deserve to put your hair down, let loose. Quickly jump into one of the cars. I don't think anybody will mind which one. Oh, we've only got 5 minutes, so we are 5 minutes away from the start. And I do believe everybody is here. I would look that way. So we are 5 minutes away from starting this 2.5 hour. What a great 2.5 hours we are going to have. It's just going to be a flat out sprint. My word, is it going to be great races. Oh, why does it do that all the time? That really does me. Sorry, I'm just doing a quick sound check to ensure that I am actually working. So yeah, it's fine. Jolly good. Nice one. Oh, my apologies, Harvey. I didn't see you there. Yes, Harvey is in the chat. Have fun, guys. Yes, I'm sure they are going to have fun without a doubt. Big Dan on only one on track on the moment. And yeah, let's enjoy this beautiful livery, the classic beautiful livery of Big Dan. He's looking a strong contender to win his first 2.5 hour. Into the chat before the race starts. So Pat saying hello before the race starts. Probably about a few minutes away now. Let's have a jump on board with Big Dan. So hopefully he'll do a few more laps. Well, a few more laps before the start. In fact, I'll tell you what, we'll jump out. I'll wait till he gets to the start finish and then we'll start it. We'll jump on board and hopefully he'll take us round the track. Seeing as I don't think Pat's got time to do what he wanted to do. I've just noticed there's an initial D back there. Is that an actual sponsor on it? Was the initial D an actual sponsor on that Supra back then? That'd be awesome if it was. That would be awesome if it was. So, I don't think Pat's got time to do the plan that we initially had, but this is what happens when you run out of time. So it looks like Big Dan is going to be our guinea pig. Sorry, Pat. So as we come screaming down to the far straight, here we go. We cross the line, and this is where the lap starts. And here we come up to the very treacherous first and second corner. You've really got to time it right. You've really got to be committed to absolutely maximize the entry and the exit, and Dan has done an absolutely cracking job of that. Then we go through the S's, very quite tight, a quick left, then a right, then a left, and then a long right. Here we go on the long right. And we'll turn left again. Now there is a cut-off point where you can take us short of the circuit, just there, gone to the right now, but we're not going that way, we're going the long way around. So now we come up to Stegner 1, tight on the inside, down onto third, then down into second, through Degner 2. Ooh, he nearly loses the back end there, but held it beautifully. So now we climb all the way back up again and down into second for the hairpin. Make sure you don't overpower it as you come out of the corner so you don't lose the back end. Then it's just foot down all the way up into fifth. Are we going to get to sixth gear before we get to the spoon? No, we do not. So we go through the spoon. As you can see, it's just take it in nice and gently and then just let it go. Skyjacker is telling us if we are ready. Now we come all the way back up over the bridge and onto probably one of the most famous corners known to man. It's the 130i. Is he going to take it flat out? No, he does not. He lifts slightly, jumps it down into fifth, and then we come up to the Casio triangle, down into second place. He's just cut the corner a little bit, cut it even more on the left hand side, foot down, bury the throw and hope the packet doesn't kick out, but it does a little bit, but he's able to control it, and he crosses the line, and that is a lap for you, ladies and gents. I'm just going to let Skyjacker know that we are all ready for him. So let's see what is going to happen. Let's just jump out of this, and there we go. So I hope you've got your liquid beverages on the standby, maybe a few snacks as Jammy Dodger decides, let's have a bit of a handbrake turn. So here we go, hang on tight, we're going to jump all the way to the front. In fact, I've only just noticed Electric is not here. So it looks like everybody in the group 2 is jumping up a place with the exception of Koi Carp, who now leads us away. Koi Carp is on the soft, so is Anton Poika, so is Joker, so is Sky, and Big Dan, and Talaran. Alo is gone for mediums, Pat is on the softs, and Jammy Dodger is on the softs, and the lights out, and off we go. So Koi Carp will lead us all the way down to the tricky first 2 corners, and it looks like Anton Poika is going to have a look on the inside already. No, he does not. And I completely forgot about Jokers. He also didn't take part in last week either. I don't think I noticed him in the... oh no, I did notice him as there as well. That is in the Nissan with a Forum Engineering. That's very beautiful, but we will come back to that. And it looks like Koi Carp has managed to shake off Anton Poika for the time being, as Anton Poika is now trying his best to try and catch up Koi. Joker's at the moment being the bottle cork for Skyjacker, and he can't do much about it as he's seeing Anton Poika and Koi Carp disappear into the distance. Meanwhile, let's look up at the Group 3s. Big Dan has managed to maintain the lead so far, with Talaran in second and Aloe in third. Pat still holding on well in fourth, and Jammy Dodger in fifth respectively, still holding on to that group. And it looks like it's not going to be much of an easy way for Big Dan, but let's not forget he has got some pace in that Supra, so it's going to be interesting to see how long he'll be able to hold off Talaran, and how long is Talaran going to be able to hold on, because we know that Big Dan is quick in that Supra. So it may not be a question of if, it could be a when. But let's look further back up now. Skyjacker has gone ahead of Jokers. That's all he needs now. So now he can really put his foot down to try and catch up Anton Poika, who is now all over the back end of Koikap. Koikap is definitely going to be feeling that pressure from the flying fin, because he knows he's going to be in a sitting duck position, because now Anton Poika has gotten into the toe. Wait for him to pull the trigger. Koikap goes defensive. Anton Poika looking for the lead early doors, but no. Koikap holds him off, and I think Anton Poika may have backed off a little bit because he knew that that move was not going to happen. But all this fighting is letting Skyjacker slowly but surely catch his way up now. Can he catch those three and really put some pressure on the front two? Jokers, on the mean hand, is not able to keep up with him. He's falling back a little bit, maybe out of practice with the Group 2s, but all credit to him. He is still giving it the best he can to try and keep with those top three. Well, excuse me, but unfortunately, I think it may be just a little bit too much for him, but we'll have to wait and see. Oh, the back end kicked out a little bit, but he managed to recover it very nicely. Big Dan, meanwhile, back in the Group 3s, is now starting to pull away a little bit from Talaran. He's 1.4 seconds ahead, so that means that he's out of the toe, and Dan can just start pulling away a little bit. Talaran must be feeling it already, because he is trying his absolute best to try and catch up with Big Dan, but it's just not happening. Maybe the NSX, it just does not have the raw pace that the Supra has. Aloe as well, he is dropping away from Talaran. Oh, Talaran must have dropped the back end a little bit, because I think I saw him just run to one side of the track. And now, unfortunately, he's losing even more time to Big Dan. But let's have a quick look up the front, because I saw that Anton Poika was all over the back end of Koikap, but he just can't seem to find a way through. Is Anton Poika going to pull the trigger once again as we go down to the first corner, as we start the third lap? We're only on the third lap and we're getting action all over the place at the moment as we pull in, but no, he's just too far away. So maybe Anton Poika is just pulling, he's just maybe playing the safe game at the moment. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see all the time. Skyjacker is slowly approaching too. He's got the fastest lap so far. Joker's still falling further behind. Unfortunately, he's going to have a long race for him. Big Dan as well, now 3 seconds ahead of Talaran. Talaran now 4 seconds ahead of Aloe. But let's not forget, Aloe is the only one on the mediums at the moment, so he's thinking of the longer game. Maybe he is going to do a one-stopper. Who knows? Maybe the others are going to do a two-stop. As we can see, even on the lowest tyre usage, they're still getting a fair bit of usage on those soft tyres. So maybe they're all going for a two-stop. Maybe it's the fastest route. Who knows? But so far, Jammy Dodger's now just got ahead of Pat. I think Pat must have gone wide a little bit there, because he is dropping like a stone, unfortunately. So Pat, I mean, just recuperate yourself, mate. Just get your head down. Maybe you'll be able to catch up the group in front of you. But meanwhile, Koikap has managed to pull out a little bit of a gap between himself and Anton Poika. Skyjacker is still in striking distance. He's only 1.5 seconds, but it looks like he's gaining every little bit. We'll just have to see what will happen. We'll focus back on Anton Poika. He must be thinking, how on earth can I find a way past the Koikap? Koi goes instantly defensive, tie up against the wall. He must feel that Anton Poika's breathing down his neck. As we come up to the first corner, are they side by side? Not quite, as Koikap goes back onto the outside and survives yet another onslaught from Anton Poika. But how long is Koikap going to be able to hold this off? Skyjacker as well, he has lost a little bit of time to that group in front, but he might be able to catch them up later on this. We can see he is catching up that little gap that he missed out on. So he is slowly approaching, as Joker still continues to fall behind, but fourth place is going to be great for him regardless. Big Dan as well, he's pushed out an even more gap between himself and Talaran. It's becoming a one-horse race in the Group 3s. Talaran just does not have an answer with a 2-minute 2.7 compared to Dan's 2-minute 03. Talaran does not have an answer for Big Dan. It looks like even in the early stages, Big Dan, unless something absolutely catastrophic happens, is going to be sailing to victory in the Group 3s, and there's nothing Talleyrand can do about it. You just have to sit and watch as Big Dan starts pulling away. Aloe as well. He's starting to fall back towards Jammy Dodger. But let's not forget that Aloe's playing the long game, whereas everybody else is going for the short one. So how long is Aloe going to be able to hang on to that third place, and when will the long game come up into his benefit? Because if the others are doing a two-stopper, if he can keep with him as best as he can, he could really throw a spanner into the works for Big Dan. Jammy Dodger will want something to say about that as well, but let's not forget, the more Aloe will end up fighting Jammy Dodger, the more he'll be losing the pack ahead of him. So it's Toyota versus Toyota. And you think that Jammy Dodger will get the advantage out of this with him being on the soft side. It looks, I thought he pulled the trigger then, but no, he didn't. Pat as well, he's still in range of those two. So if anything was to come a cropper between those two, he could benefit from them both. We will have to wait and see. Meanwhile, Koikap is still managing to pull away from Anton Poika. He's just maintaining just a big enough gap so that Anton Poika can't take advantage of the slipstream on the start straight. And so far, it's really working to Koikap's advantage. And as we can see, Anton Poika has used a little bit more tyres than Koikap. So at the moment, it's advantage Koi. Maybe the strategy will have to play a part for Anton Poika, but they have lost Skyjacker now. He's down to 2.5 seconds, so he's lost the second at some point, but it looks like he hasn't gone off. So maybe it's just the pure pace of the front two really telling a difference. So we'll have to work hard. Is Anton Poika? Admittedly, it's not a clear runaway, as I generally thought it was. Koikap doing an absolutely incredible race, doing absolutely everything he needs to do to keep the lead, and he's holding his own. He's doing enough to hold off Anton Poika. Maybe Koikap could just look after his tyres that little bit better to really put Anton Poika into a difficult position where his tyres will run out. And then it'll be advantage Koi. He's just doing absolutely enough to keep him ahead, and it's absolutely incredible. Go Koi! This is some phenomenal pace from Koi. We'll just have to we'll have to wait and see how it turns out. There's a Ginger in the chat. Shout out to the Dodger. The Dodger indeed. Always managed to lose Aloe, so he might have had a little bit of an off at some point, because he's fallen back from Aloe, and Pat is now all over the back of him. So he's gone from being attacking to defensive as these two come up to 130. Oh, I've forgotten my bloody corner already. 130R, that's the one I'm looking for. Pat has a look on the inside going into the Casio triangle, but it's not enough. Jammy Dodger holds on to fourth at the moment, but Pat is in hot pursuit. He's not letting that Jammy Dodger out of his sight. He's thinking, I want a few nibbles of that Jammy Dodger car, sir. It looks fruity, it looks biscuity, and I'm going to have a little bit of a piece of that when you least expect it. You know, funnily enough, I actually have some Jammy Dodgers in the cupboard as well. It's like Mango and Passion Fruit, I've got to admit, I had a few and they were very disappointing, so I'll be going back to the strawberry ones very soon. Meanwhile, at the front, Anton Poika is piling on all the pressure at the moment. He's applying every little bit of pressure he can to force Koikap into a mistake, but Koikap is absolutely holding stern. He is showing that he's not going to be a pushover in this race, and is absolutely doing a phenomenal job in order to keep the Flying Finn from making a move and running away. So it looks like it's definitely going to be an interesting fight for the winning position at the moment, and Skyjacker just cannot keep up. Down in third, he's slipping back little by little. Even though he's got the fastest lap at the moment, he just does not have the raw pace to keep up with the guys in front of him. So he may have to... Oh dear, Skyjacker only just held that. He only just held that, and I was very close to saying it, but we shall only say it when it happens. But it has not happened, so we will have to wait. Jokers as well, he's now 9.6 seconds behind Sky, so not having the best of times in that. But all credit to him going into the Group 2s. They're very, very tricky cars, I do know so. They're very tricky. They are back-end happy. If you push it too hard, it does not want to know about it, but he's doing well at the moment. And he's got a long way to go. Anything that could happen. And look at that, the Group 2s are already lapping the Group 3s already. There's Pat, they've both gone through quite clearly as well, and Pat has gone ahead. I have seen it just now. Pat has gone ahead of Aloe, so Pat has had a nibble of the Jammy Dodger. Is now moving on to the 7-Eleven, in which, yeah, it's a 7-Eleven, that's it, yeah. So he's moving on to the snack shop now. He's moving on to the snack shop, and Anton Poika is still trying to pile on all the pressure he can to try and get himself ahead of Coy, but Coy is just holding on, and he's doing enough to keep Anton Poika behind him. Ginger, can you tell what tyres everyone is on watching on my phone with bad eyes? I certainly can. The easiest way to say it for you, mate, is everybody is on the softs, barring Aloe, who's on the mediums. Everybody else is on the softs. As you can see, Skyjacker just barrels his way through. Oh dear, Aloe's gone wide a little bit there, so maybe the mediums are starting to give him a bit of trouble. Who knows, but he's in it for the long game. So anything really could happen, but we'll stick with the front as well, because this is where all the fighting is at the moment. Unfortunately, we're ignoring everybody, but we will go through everybody once we get to the first two corners, because Anton Poika is once again in striking distance of Koikap. He is just absorbing every little pressure he can from Anton Poika and proving different. But is this going to be the difference between now and then? No, he does not. Anton Poika backs off and Koikap holds off once again, but he's now being held up by Talaran, but Talaran has no right to move out of the way. It is the Group 2s, remember. The Group 2s have to be the ones to find their way through, and so far at the moment, Koikap is really just absorbing everything that Anton Poika throws at him like a sponge. And I'm probably saying inside that lid of his, come on, sunshine, I can deal with more than that. Is that all you've got? I can deal with that. Come on, bring it on. These two are thoroughly going to give us a cracking race without a doubt. That was Big Dan in the distance as well, so they've already caught the leader of the Group 3s. Big Dan all on his own at the moment. There's only himself to beat. And he's going to see the thunder of the Group 2s go by. Let's have a look. Wait for him to go flying by. There goes Coy. And here comes Big Dan. You can just see it in the mirror just there. Boom. Through he goes. Sorry, I just wanted to do that the once because it's fun. So let's have a look how everybody is doing. Koikap still maintaining the lead at the moment, doing an absolutely cracking job and pulled out a little bit of a gap. Anton Poika still in second. Is the tyres starting to give up for him? Koikap's tyres are in a fresher state than Anton's, so he's really been piling on the pressure, but it just hasn't been enough to get the lead. Skyjacker now 6.5 seconds behind. He's used up his tyres a considerable amount as well, so at the moment it looks like Koikap is the one with the advantage. Jokers as well. He's down in 4th. He's nearly 12 seconds behind Sky. Maybe not had enough practice. Maybe a little bit out of his depth, but still credit to him for giving it his all. He's going to give it his all, and why not? Big Dan is still the leader of the Group 3s. He's now nearly 8 seconds ahead of Talaran. Talaran does not have an answer for the raw pace that Big Dan has, and he's now having to contemplate maybe there might be another way to come back at this. We do not know. Aloe is in 3rd, the only medium runner at the moment, holding well. But he's a good, solid 16, 17, quick maths, 16, 20, that's 23 seconds. He's 23 seconds behind Big Dan. So if those two are going to do a 2-stopper, he might be in a position to really threaten the lead of this race, but we'll have to wait and see until the end. Jammy Dodger in 4th, having a cracking scrap between himself and Pat. These two have been going at it like it's the lead of the Group 3s, and why not? Every position is always a winning position if you ask me. Oh, that was Pat that's gone wide, but he has able to recover it. Oh, excuse me, and he's able to keep it point, but they have caught up Aloe again, so we could have a very interesting scrap for the final podium position for the Group 3s. So it's not all said and done at the moment. Aloe's 3rd place is in jeopardy at the moment, but let's not forget it is a long way to go yet. So anything could go. Let's have a look back. Koikart is still managing to maintain that 1.5 seconds gap between himself and Anton Poika. Anton Poika just does not have an answer at the moment, and he's now having to see Koikart just slowly start running ahead in this race. So maybe he's going into conservative mode, maybe trying to preserve what he can, just try and get himself ahead of Koikart in the pits. Koikart has used a little bit more fuel than Anton Poika. That's definitely going to be a factor in the pits. I mean, the refueling setting, I believe, is at ×5, so they're going to refuel quite quickly. So that could be an interesting factor we will have to remember. Skyjacker in 3rd, he just can't seem to hold on to those guys. He's slipping back little by little. It's now up to nearly 10 seconds as well. He's got the fastest lap. It's not going to get him anything out of it, anything other beyond bragging rights. But like I said, we've still got a long way to go. Everybody's now just getting into their grooves a little bit. Just now we're coming to the patient part of the race, where we just calm down a little bit, start saving the fuel, start saving the tires, go as long as possible. The fuel and tire settings are as low as they can. Skyjacker actually gone into the pits. He's had enough of those softs already. We're only on a lap 11. Maybe just feeling that the softs are just not holding out long enough. We'll have to wait and see what he comes out on. Meanwhile, the front two still going away. I wonder if Anton Poika is going to come in at any time soon. Tires go off for Skyjacker. I assume he's going to go full fuel. Is it going to be another set of softs, or is he going to have a change of strategy? Yes, he is. He's having a change now. So Skyjacker now the only Group 2 runner on the medium, so he's now going long. It'll just be a question of when these two decide to pit and what they're going to go for. That is going to be on the back of their minds at the moment. Quite at the moment, really looking after those softs, doing quite well. Got good pace as well, very consistent pace as well. Have we found Koikart's calling card? He's doing really well in the Group 2s. Very consistent pace, looking after those softs, looking after the fuel. Koikap's just evolved. What would be the evolutionary form of Koikap? What do you think it would be? What do you think the evolutionary form of Koikap would be? Because that is what Koikap is being at the moment. He is just absolutely flying. He's being consistent. He's keeping it in the right direction, and that's all he needs to do. And Anton Poika just does not have an answer. He has caught up a little bit though. He was down to 1.2, but it's just gone up to 1.4. So Anton Poika really having to struggle. He's giving it the absolute beans, but he just does not have an answer for Koikap's final form. You know, I'm going to say it, Koikap's final form. Jolly good times. Joker's, meanwhile, he's promoted to third. But let's not forget, Skyjacker did pit and he's put on the mediums. In fact, let's have a look at Sky. We'll focus on him at the moment. He's the only one in the Group 2s with the medium tyres, so it's going to be interesting to see the lap times that Skyjacker does on the medium tyres. We can see from Anton and Koi that the average, I'd say, is round about between the 148 and 149s. So that'll be what Sky's looking for, hopefully, around about the 149s. But this will be his first flying lap, so we'll see what the difference is between the softs and the mediums. It's doing well at the moment. We'll see what the sectors are at the moment. I wonder if he'll be able to go through 130. Oh, easy, Sky. There we go. Easy does it, Tiger. Don't forget, you're on the mediums. They're not going to be doing you much great if they're going to keep sliding you about like that. But let us see what he does. He's 1.3 behind his fastest lap. That was a 147.2, so 1.3. That'll put him at a 148.5. Oh, press wrong button. So a 148.7. Jokers has come into the pits now. I imagine he's probably going to go onto the softs as well. Anton Poika's front tyres are really starting to feel the pain at the moment. So is Koi's, but he's still got a lot more meat left on them than Anton Poika. Jokers now comes out. He has also gone onto the medium. So Jokers now thinking of the long game, going on to the mediums. Whoa, easy, Jokers. Not going to have much grip back there if you're going to continue that on. But what about these two? Koikap has increased the gap a little bit. It's nearly up to 2 seconds. Koikap is absolutely flying away with it at the moment. But who's going to pull the trigger first between these two? My guess would be Anton Poika, because his front tyres are really feeling the pain. But is Koikap going to pull the first trigger? Is he going to force him into a position that Anton does not want to be in? No, he does not. Neither does Anton Poika. So they're carrying on for one more lap. That was somebody else out in front. I'm guessing it's Pat. We'll have to go through those. We haven't checked them on recently. But yes, that is Pat. So let's have a look at the Group 3s. Big Dan at the moment now 8.7 seconds ahead of Talleyrand, who is 23 seconds ahead of Jammy Dodger. So Jammy Dodger has managed to get ahead of Aloe. So what happened to Aloe? Oh, did he make a mistake on lap 10 with that 2:08? That could be. So Aloe's now down into 4th for the Group 3s. But he's still on the medium, so he's going long. Jammy Dodger, his tyres are starting to wear out a little bit, as is Talleyrand's, and as well as Big Dan, so they're probably going to be making a pit stop very shortly. But It'll be a question of who is going to pull the trigger first. But it's still dead even between Anton Poika and Koikap. There is just nothing that Anton can do to answer Koikap's running away. Let's not deny it. He's actually coming up to the lap of Lowy, so and is Anton Poika going to catch Lowy at the wrong spot, coming up to 130R? It looks that way. Oh no, he's quite a fair bit back, but he can go through that at full speed. And I think I think Lowy went wide anyway, so he was able to dodge a bullet there, but Koikap still doesn't pit, but Anton Poika does. I saw him pull in, so he's had enough of those softs now. Koikap really has got to put the hammer down. He's really got to make the most of this, because Anton Poika could easily catch up on his out lap, so Koikap has got to put his foot down, but be careful at the same time, because this could be for the potential lead of this race if Anton Poika's played his cards right. But is he going on to the softs as well? He doesn't even fill up. He doesn't fill up, and he's gone for softs. Oh, Anton Poika's going into full-on attack mode. He is going to be hunting himself down. Some Koikap, in fact, you could even say Anton Poika's going fishing, and Koikap is on the menu. I don't know if you can actually eat Koikaps. I don't think you can eat kois, can you? Who knows? But either way, Koikap's now got all the pressure on him. He's been relieved of the pressure of Anton Poika swarming around him, but now he's got to worry about the pit stop. So what is Koi going to do? Is he just going to put on some tyres and go for it himself? Or is he going to go for the long game? Refuel, different tyres, who knows? Ginger, you can eat anything if you're brave enough. I think what you're looking for, mate, is you can eat anything with enough vodka. That's my philosophy in life. You can do anything. Not that. Try again. Anything is possible with enough vodka. There we go. Koikap has pulled the trigger. He's not waiting around to see what Anton does. As we can see, Anton Poika is just coming up to the 130R. He has been absolutely flying. He's giving it the absolute beans. But has he done enough on his outlap to reduce the gap between himself and Koi? Koi's not even in his box yet. In fact, no, there he is. So what is Koi going to do? Where's Anton Poika? He's coming up to the start-finish line. Koi just puts on tyres. He doesn't bother with fuel. And out he comes, and where's Anton Poika? He's just behind Koi. So they're literally replicating what... Well, I suppose because I don't know if they've decided on the same strategy or if Koi's just going with the gun and just basically replicating what Anton Poika is doing. But at the moment, if it's enough, then why not? But now they've got traffic, and is this going to cost Koikap any time? Is this going to cost Anton any time? It doesn't look like it. It looks like Aloe and Jammy Dodger just literally gets out of the way. Even though they had no obligation to do so, they get out of the way, but they know what's at stake here. So at the moment, it's just absolutely a game of cat and mouse between those two. Although, can we say it's a fight between a fish and a bear? I think you get bears in Finland. What's the most common animal in Finland? I'm not too sure on that one. Well, if you know what it is, put that between. It's a game of what that is and fish. There we go. Skyjacker as well. The medium tyres has not managed to help him out as much, but don't forget he's going long. So he could be a very, very decisive factor into this, because he didn't spend as much time. He won't spend as much time. No, oh God, I'm mixing up the words already. Skyjacker wasn't in his box for long to refuel full tank and medium tyres, whereas these guys have not fueled, but Anton Poika must have found some pace from somewhere. Maybe the tyres weren't fully warmed up, and Anton Poika takes the lead of the 2.5 hour of Suzuka, but is Koikap going to come back at him into the first corner? No, he doesn't. Well, it looks like he was very close to the back end of Anton Poika there, but Anton Poika taking advantage of his warmer tyres to catch up to Koikap, but maybe it was a little mistake or a little wiggle somewhere, we don't know. But so far, and Anton Poika taking the lead, and Koikap is seeing all that work now suddenly disappear, but he's not letting Anton Poika get away with it that easily. He's still all over the back of Anton. He's not going to let him have it his own way. But now it's Anton Poika's turn to feel the pressure of somebody in the back mirror hogging all over the back of him. According to... Oh, what was that? I didn't quite fully see that. According to Google's, the brown bear is the main animal of Finland. So I was right then. My animal geography knows no bounds. So there we go. It's no longer a game of cat and mouse. It is a game of bear and fish. Trademark. I thought it was bears. I genuinely did. I guess she wasn't useful for more than a few things. Cool beans. So Koikap at the moment is just hanging on. The race is just literally between these two at the moment. Everybody else has got their own little gaps at the moment. But as we can see, Koi, that's the one I'm looking for. Koi is trying his best to try and catch up Anton Poika, but it's just not enough. We'll head back to the Group 3s, even though they've all spaced themselves out a little bit. Big Dan now 10 seconds ahead of Talaran, who is 30 seconds ahead of Jammy Dodger, but I can hear more than one Toyota there, and there is Aloe. So Aloe, with the medium tyres, are in a way better state than Jammy Dodger's softs, is now on the hunt for his podium position back. So is Jammy Dodger going to be able... I was going to say, is he going to be able to hold up with the pressure from Aloe behind him, but it just gave out. It could be the tyres. We will never know. But as soon as I even thought it, I was thinking it, and it happened. That's how much my curse is. You know the commentator's curse? Yeah, I tenfold it. That's not a curse. Behold. Behold, witches, this is what the most incurable curse looks like. Yeah, even Ginger gets it. Commentator's curse. Yeah, as I said earlier, I tenfold it. And Pat as well, down in 5th. He's 20 seconds behind Jammy Dodger. He hasn't pitted yet either. I don't think any of the Group 3s have, from the look of it. So, I'm probably going to be expecting them to pit sometime soon, but let's have a check with the two up front, and it looks like Koikap was just not able to hang on to Anton Poika, who now has the fastest lap with a 1:46.8. Now in the clean air, Anton Poika's just able to put his foot down and run away with it. But he's still going fastest laps. He's really putting the hammer down. He wants to get away from Koi. The final form of Koi must be a huge threat to Anton Poika, because he's just absolutely giving it his all, but he's not able to disappear into the distance. Koikap is just always constantly in his mirrors. He's probably going to be living rent-free in his head for a while after this one as well. We will have to wait and see, because Anton's really got to pull something out of the bag to really remove the threat of Koikap from the back of his mind. But we still have a long way to go. 62 laps to go. These two have been at it for literally 20 laps. The game of bear and fish just settling down a little bit, but it's not the end of it. These guys aren't playing 4D chess, they're probably playing 10D chess, if that is a thing. Skyjack is still maintaining third. I think third is going to be the best it can be for him today, unless this super long run pulls out for his benefit. Looks like third will have to be the winning formula for him. Jokas as well, down in fourth. He's been struggling with those Group 2s. Struggling with the Nissan as well. But he's still motoring on. All credit to him. Big Dan still leading for the Group 3s. 11 seconds now. Really, really in his stride. Just in an absolute comfortable position. There's no one left to beat him now. Except himself. He just has to hope and pray that the Toyota decides not to go full send at the rear. It's all Big Dan's to go. Talleyrand as well just does not have an answer for the raw pace of the Toyota of Big Dan. But I think it's going to be a good second for him anyway. We rarely see him these days. It's great to see him back on the track. Great to see the big boss himself running around on track once again. Look forward to seeing him back in the series as well, being a big threat to the front runners. And that'll be a day we'll have to wait for. Aloe in third. He's now managed to drop Danny Dodger? Jammy Dodger, there's the word we're looking for. He's managed to drop him down into 4 seconds. Maybe it's just the tyres for Jammy Dodger. Just the softs are now starting to feel a lot of pain. A lot of meat's gone from them. So I think they will be pitting it very shortly. With Pat as well, 32 seconds behind. I don't think he has pitted. He's just probably been struggling with the NSX, and why not? Is that the vodka talking? Ginger says, Danny Dodger, is that the vodka talking? No, I don't do vodka. I won't lie, vodka has the potential to kill me, and that is a real thing. No word of a lie. To be fair, anything alcoholic has the potential to kill me. I'm generally not joking about that either. That whole anything is possible with vodka. Yeah, anything is possible. With me, there's only one thing possible. And it's not a pretty one either. So Anton Poika at the moment still leading for the Group 2s. Has got a 1.6 second gap now. So Anton Poika is just finding his comfy space now. Start to pile in the laps. Don't worry about it, Ginge. I look on the positive side. In my younger days, I used to be the greatest taxi driver. Why? Because I was the only taxi driver. Taking your mates for a night out. Oh, who's going to be the designated driver? There's me sat in the corner with my keys going, hello. I don't worry about it. At all. Considering the things I've seen, I'm glad I don't touch the stuff. Wow. I think all the excitement has died down. The only two exceptions of Koika and Anton Poika, everybody else is literally occupying their own section of track. So the race at the moment is only between these two. Everyone else, all in their own little spaces. You can see Skyjack is just going through has everybody pitted now? I don't... Ginger, has everybody pitted now? I don't think they have. I think only the Group 2s have pitted. The Group 3s have not. Big Dan's tyres, they're on the verge of surrendering. Talleyrand's, he's got a lot more meat left in his tyres than Big Dan, so he can go on for a little bit longer. Dan's also used quite a bit more fuel than Talleyrand as well, so he might be able to close the gap a little bit depending on when they come in. Aloe hasn't pitted. His mediums, though, have been used up a little bit. He's just under half a tank as well, so he's roughly used about average for the Group 3s, but his tyres are still in better condition, so he can still go long. So he's probably looking at a one-stop. Jammy Dodger as well. Yep, his tyres are on the verge of surrendering. You see, he's just getting out of the way of Anton Poiket. Nicking a little bit of a toe. Yeah, why not? Help him out a little bit. Koikap currently chasing him down, but he'll have to give up. But let's not forget, it's Koikap that has to find a way through, and he does quite easily. And Pat as well. Yeah, his tyres are on the way out as well. So all the Group 2s have pitted. None of the Group 3s have. There we go, 24. What is... So, not even halfway. The Group 2s are already pitted. That would suggest to me that they are doing a two-stopper. Especially Sky. He's going very long. He was the first to pit back in lap 7, I think it was. Oh god, hang on. Yeah, I think it was lap 7. Sorry about that. Throat's already given up already. I think Sky pitted round about lap 7. So he's used a quarter of a tank. The mediums still quite a bit of life left in them, so he's got a long way to go. Koikap and Anton have pitted but didn't refuel, so they're now down. Well, we'll definitely say half a tank. So they're down to half a tank. So I don't think Sky has enough to go all the way to the end. I think his tyres will give up before his fuel does. Or it could be the other way around. I'm not 100% sure. Could be either, really. Which one would give up first, do you reckon? I think the tyres will go first, or the fuel will. Jokers as well, he did pit, he put on the mediums, but I don't think he refueled. Because he's down to half a tank. That's roughly the same as Koikap and Anton Poiket, so he didn't refuel either, but he did change tyre compound, so I don't think he's going to be able to go as long as Sky, without a doubt. It's just down to these two. They're having an interesting game of chess. Because Anton Poiket was the first to pit. He didn't refuel. Koikap came in the lap afterwards. He didn't refuel. Same tyres. Well, same compound, we will say. So it's really down to these two just literally having a sprint race. Could you imagine? You know, I don't care what anybody says. An 82-lap sprint race, that would be absolutely bonkers. Which is effectively what these two are doing. They're effectively having an 82-lap sprint race. Because they're just giving it the absolute beans. And neither one of them will give up. So it's going to be down to these two after 26 laps. Only 1.3 seconds separate them. Koikap doing his quickest lap overall as well, so he's absolutely on a charge. determined to try and catch Anton Poika when he gets into the magic 7/10. It's going to be quite interesting for him. As Anton Poika is now catching up with Talleyrand again. I've lost track of how many laps are they behind. Pat's on 22 and Anton's on 26. What about Big Dan? He's on 23, so we're now 3 laps behind. So that'll be something the Group 3 guys will have to take into account as well. So far at the moment, oh, Coy's gone a little bit deep there. He's going to lose a little bit of time there to Anton Poika, but hasn't lost too much time. Just gives Anton Poika a little bit more breathing space. So, place your bets now. Big Dan has now come into the pits. He's the first of the Group 3s to pit. It's gone quite a way as well. 23 laps, used up half a tank of fuel now. The question is he going to go long as well? Well, to be fair, he's did 23 laps on that, so why not? Probably. No, he doesn't refuel, so he's just literally going for sprint laps too. Talleyrand takes the lead of the Group 3s, but he will be pitting very soon because those tyres are starting to give up the ghost. So it'll just be a question of when. Big Dan not filling up either, so he's going for some quick flying laps. We'll go for a good long fuel stop second time around. Still no change between the leaders. Skyjacker as well, now 28 seconds behind. Just does not have the pace for him. If he is only going to do, he can't be doing a one-stop, surely, not with that. I think the situation isn't in Skyjacker's favour. So, I think he may be just a little bit out of sync for the guys ahead of him to bring himself back into it. Jokers as well. Still going well in 4th. Just did not have the pace to keep up with the guys ahead of him, but 4th place is still going to be a great finish for him without a doubt. Talleyrand just 5.7 seconds ahead. He's still due to pit, but it'll be interesting to see what he does in his pit stop. I'll see if my laptop's working. Hey, it's working. There we go. It does want to work at last. Well, we're in the quiet spot now. Big Dan constantly chasing him down. He's got Skyjacker behind him. Sky dives up onto the inside of Big Dan in the first corner. That's now, yeah, that's 3 laps for Big Dan as well. Quakeharp has managed to lower the gap a little bit to himself and Anton Poika. So it's going to be a case of now who has pulled out the A game. Anton Poika has actually managed to save quite a bit of fuel, actually. He's saved a lot more than Quakeharp, so Anton Poika is going to potentially have the advantage when it comes to the pits because he's just under the halfway and Quakeharp's got a considerable chunk missing between himself and Anton. So at the moment, and Quakeharp will have to think of a way of equalising that. Could potentially do some lifting and coasting, maybe save himself a little bit of fuel. My guess is that's what Anton's been doing. He's not short shifting, so he's not saving any fuel in that department. So we'll have to think of something else to come back at the flying fin. Skyjacker as well, now about to lap. Pat flies through 130R, foot to the floor, with Joker still in fourth. Is this going to be the lap that Talleyrand pits in? Those tyres are looking pretty dead. No, he does not. So Talleyrand continuing on. He's going very long in his first stint. Big Dan is now catching up with him. Just 3.7 seconds behind him now. It was nearly 7 seconds, so Big Dan using all the advantage those tyres will give him to help him catch up Talleyrand again, and then he'll be even more trouble. Lowy in third, still going well for his long first stint as well. He's on half a tank. The medium's still got plenty of meat left on it. So Lowy's going to be the outside factor, but the question is the gap too big? The pace of Big Dan perhaps maybe being too much for a slow and steady race. Minimal pit stops may not just be enough. Jammy Dodger, his tyres are dead, but he's coming in anyway. So Jammy Dodger being the second to come into the pits. We'll have to wait and see how he comes out. Pat, right, a little bit far behind, but Pat did say, oh no, he's pitted, that's why. So Pat has pitted as well. So he's gone on to the mediums and full tank as well. So he's going for a very long second stint. We've seen that the fuel and the tyres do seem to be managing better in the Group 3s. So this could be, what has Jammy Dodger gone? He's gone sauce as well. He's not full to the brim, so he's looking at a long stint as well. It's not going to be as long as Pat, so is Pat going to be an outside factor in the race between himself and Jammy Dodger? Tantalising times. Meanwhile, still at the front, Anton Poiker now in his comfy zone. He's managed to extend the lead by 3.1 seconds. So Anton Poiker just in his comfy stride now. It appears that maybe the final form of Koikap just didn't last as long as he hoped it would. He's now seeing Anton Poiker start to run away with it. So at the moment it's advantage Anton Poiker. His tyres are practically cut, but he's got more fuel than Koikar. So at the moment I'd say it's advantage Anton Poiker. But is it going to be all said and done for Koikar? We'll have to hope and pray that Anton Poiker maybe make a little bit of a mistake. That's probably all he's hoping for now. In fact, Anton Poiker is actually coming into the pits. He's had enough of those tyres. Koi's still got plenty of grip to keep on going, but now it's hammer time for him. He's really got to take advantage of this at the moment. So we know that Anton Poiker doesn't have the tyre preservation of Koi, but Koi doesn't have the fuel preservation of Anton Poiker, so he's got to figure out a way to counteract that. As Anton Poiker, he has fueled up a little bit, so that's his second stop. It's 18 seconds. I don't know if that is the normal time for a pit, but Koi's got to do some quick calculations here. Is it going to be advantage time? Does he come in now? Does he keep on going while he's got some fresh air in front of him to really give himself an advantage? Or is Anton going to be the huge spanner in the works? Skyjacker still in third. The long stint still due to take effect in this race. Joker's still in fourth. Big Dan has actually retaken the lead of the Group 3. I didn't see it, but I've got to put it down to Talleyrand, 1, not having the pace, and 2, not having the tyres. Talleyrand is probably looking to go as long as he can. To try and get himself back ahead of Dan, because he will have to pit again. There we go, Koikap does pit. So he has come in, and where's Anton Poika? He's already around 130R. So Anton Poika really taking those fresh softs right to the absolute max to maintain the lead of this race. Koikap's not even in his box yet. As Anton Poika comes through and crosses the line, that's him back into the lead. Koikap now in his box. He'll have to refuel. But what's he going to do? He's gone half. He's gone half a tank, so he's put in more than Anton Poika. So, by rough calculation, they'll, with the fuel usage that either of them have, they'll probably use up the same amount of fuel and pit at the same time. But Koikap can look after the set of tyres better than Anton Poika, even with the 1 lap disadvantage. So it's just going to be down to them on who is going to have the masterful strategy at play. And there was me saying that's probably going to be only a 1 stop. They've ended up doing 2 stops so far, so it's going to be a multi-stop race. Shows what I know about racing, doesn't it? What do I know? Absolutely nothing. Normal service has resumed. I'll tell you what, Anton Poika's managed to stretch the gap a little bit. He's 9.1 seconds. The gap wasn't that bad so far. So Koikap, unfortunately, has come off worse through that round of pit stops, but he did stop for longer, let's not forget. So Anton Poika will have to look after his fuel a little bit. But he does have the tyre offset. Ginger's in. Been quite a chatty boy tonight, Ginger. Not that I'm complaining. 4 stops for Group 2s and 3 stops for the Group 3s. He might not be far off, to be fair. He might not be far off. 4 stops for the Group 2s and 3 stops for the Group 3s. That would be fine. There's a Matt Psycho in here as well. Yo. How do, Matt? How do? Surprised I didn't see you on here, to be honest, mate. I thought you'd have been all over those Group 2s. Oh, you're not a fan? Oh, no, you're not a fan of... Oh, no, that was just the Audi, wasn't it? You're not a fan of the Group 2s? Ginger saying hey up, and the Psycho again. Good. Good, Jude. You? Don't ask. Fine, but leave it at that. I'm still breathing, I'm still walking, that's enough. Love a Group 2. Yeah, I'm very surprised I did not see you in the sign-up list, I will not lie. Very surprised. Or at least I did. Well, the Audi's the exclusion, which we will not go into, because, let's face it, we don't like to reveal the weaknesses of Mr. Psycho. He tells me off if I tell everybody the weaknesses of him. So I'm not allowed to, so I won't go there. 9-hour race. 9 hours! Got a 9-hour ACC tomorrow. No, are you actually doing the whole 9 hours? Or have you split it to 4.5 hours? You better say split to 4.5. Yeah, see, even Ginger said... No. So it's 4.5 then. See, that's more reasonable. 4.5 hours is more reasonable. 2.25 each? 2.25? That's just a casual walk for you, isn't it? 2.25... 0.25. Why? Including although he's doing tomorrow as well. Man, this guy likes racing. I think racing is his. Can I say that? Yeah, I know what I'm going to say. I don't care. Is racing his drug? Because I could have sworn I saw him in a different league before he started here. He's now doing a 2.5 hours and a 2.25. You know, I don't care. He's doing a 2 hour tomorrow. My word. Yeah, he will be pooped. He will be pooped. But this is the point of where Matt will turn around and say, no, he's just a robot. We just need to charge his batteries up. Man just needs a battery recharge. That's all he needs. He's going Q1 first. So he's doing qualifying and the first stint. Jesus, man. I'd say get a hobby, but he's doing it. Oh dear. Should we concentrate back on the race? I think we should concentrate on the race. This is what I don't get paid for, so... First one I've missed. Yes, it is the first one you... Oh dear. It is the first one you've missed. And... the first one Homesick Aliens missed as well. But... I think he's tired of GT7, which is understandable. You'll get burnout eventually. So, perfectly understandable. Tell you what, we're in the quiet stages now, aren't we? Because everybody's all found a little bit of space. I'm not getting paid for this either. Nobody gets paid for it. No one gets paid for anything. I've often hounded the bosses like, right, when are you going to pay us? And he gives me that, you know, that very confused raised eyebrow look of, paid? You guys are getting paid? That sort of look. But it's just not as, yeah. Yeah, I think I need to concentrate back on the race. I'll get told off if I don't. Oh. So 36 laps, we're not even halfway. Anton Poiker now. Really in his comfy zone now. He's 10 seconds ahead of Kuykart. Final form of Kuykart. Starting to give up, and now the Anton Poiker, which honestly I genuinely thought would come in and destroy everyone. He was a little bit late arriving, but it finally arrived. Now he's zooming off into the distance. Skyjack is still in third, still on the long stint. The tyres now starting to feel a little bit of pain. He's on half a tank, so that long stint has done him absolute wonders. It's just a question of whether it's going to pay off or not. Joker's as well going as well for a long stint as well. He put on the medium tyres. He didn't fill up. So my guess is that the fuel and the tyres may give out at the same time. We'll have to wait and see. Big Dan as well. He has pitted for the Group 3s. He didn't fill up, but he did put on some softs. He was able to catch up Talleyrand, retake the lead. Talleyrand, who has not pitted, those tyres will be giving him the white flag of surrender quite soon, so he will have to pit. In fact, he's down in the 2-minute 5, so he's really feeling the pain of those tyres, but he wants to go long. I think he is aiming for the one stop. I don't think he'll last another 10 laps unless he pits in very soon puts on the mediums, puts enough in the tank to keep him going till the end. That would be my guess. To Lowy as well. He did pit. No, he hasn't, should I say. He started on the medium, so Lowy giving us a good idea of what the long one stop might have been. Still got a fair bit of meat left on the tyres, on those mediums. He's down to a quarter of a tank, so he is aiming for 41 laps, and there's nothing to suggest that is not available to him. He's doing quite well. Jammy Dodger as well, he did pit. He put in a bit of fuel. He put on some fresh softs, and he is well on his way. Pat as well, he pitted earlier on. He put on some mediums, filled right up, so he's going long. So the only ones to not pit is Aloe and Talleyrand. Talleyrand is in a worse position. To be fair, he's got more fuel than Aloe, so he won't be in his box as long as Aloe has. But he's got the mediums, he's got the grip to keep him going. Still enough fuel to get him to 41 laps. In fact, what are the lead laps on? They're on 37, so it's not actually that great for him. Like, in fact, lap 38. So if they're on lap 38, so in Group 2's time format, in 3 laps' time, Talleyrand will be inclined to pit, which the tyres might last just long enough so it could be that Talleyrand may have the advantage. Even with Dan's overall pace, it's definitely in his grasp. He's definitely got the pace to outpace Talleyrand without a doubt. But is all the pit stopping for the softs and short bursts of fuel, is that going to compromise him when it comes to near the end of the race? We'll have to wait for quite a while as they carry on going. Jammy Dodger's still going well, as is Pat. Wow, Anton Poiker, he's lost a little bit of time to Koikart. It's now down to 9 seconds. I'm sure it was 11 at some point. I could be wrong, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Koikart has got the fastest lap now. In fact, he did it on his previous lap, so that's probably where the gap has come down. So Koikart finding very